So Caitlin was speaking a little bit about ERCC, and I know a big component of ERCC is creating the community portraits.
The community portraits we do is for the English population in specific boroughs. So since we have 9 boroughs in total that we work in, each year we're focusing on 3. In the year of 2024-2025, we worked on the portrait of Saint Laurent, the portrait of Rivière des Prairies, and the portrait of Park Extension. So the purpose of the portraits is to really study the statistics and the needs of the population in each borough, so that when we go meet with elected officials or organizations that we want to partner with, we could pull out the actual stats and show to them what the needs of their community is. So it could vary from, for example, Saint Laurent could need, for example, more services for mental health, and then Park Extension could need more dentists that speak English, for example. Then we would be able to see what each population needs, because we also conduct focus groups with the populations and not only focus on stats. And we actually meet with people that tell us what they're missing, what they're feeling about living in that borough.
Okay, so it's holistic. We have a little bit of proper stats, and then we have the focus group anecdotal information. And you said we focused on 3 different boroughs in the past year. Mm-hmm. Which boroughs are we focusing on in the new year?
So right now, this year, we're focusing on Ahuntsic-Cartierville, Saint Leonard, and Saint-Michel. Claudia?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the 3 boroughs that we're focusing on this year, and we're starting the focus groups probably during the summer so that we can get a head start on the project.
And just out of curiosity, were any of the findings surprising to you from the past portraits?
What I could say was surprising is that there wasn't as much complaints, like, we're really struggling in that area, you know? I was expecting more like struggles, but it's not super bad in Saint Laurent because, for example, they're almost 50% of Anglophones, so the borough's kind of used to having English speakers. Park Extension struggles a little bit more, and Rivière des Prairies, there's a lot of French speakers, so there's also struggles there, but it really varied from Saint Laurent and then more the east side.
It should be interesting to see next year's portraits and how they differ, because I know each neighborhood in Montreal is so unique, demographic-wise, geographically as well, and that definitely has an effect on what type of services are offered. And I know we're saying the word services often, and maybe we need a little bit of clarification on this, because some people watching might be thinking to themselves, okay, they don't have a mental health service, for example, in that borough. So what? What about it? They could go downtown, for example, to get an English-speaking service, which in theory would work, but, you know, having to displace yourself and commute could be a little bit of a disencouragement for people to get a service as well. When things are closer, it makes it a lot easier for people to kind of get that help they need. And if we're using the example of mental health, I think this could be a good example, because it's already so hard to admit that you need help or want help, and a commute could definitely be a barrier.
It's important also to realize that by law, so a person living in Montreal and in Quebec, etc., they're entitled to having a health service offered in their language of choice. And also, you know, we've seen in the past that if we're traveling long distances for a service, we're gonna abandon it, and we're not gonna pursue the service anymore. So we've seen this also with youth. So a while ago, REISA had done a study where youth were having to travel all the way downtown to receive a service, and they were abandoning halfway. You know, it would take an hour and a half by bus, by metro, to get to the service, so they weren't going. And so then we actually worked together with an organization, and we had opened a satellite office at the CLSC so that they can receive the service in the East Island.
And I think it could be so overwhelming to understand the options and understand where to go. A lot of the times services, whether health or social, are almost exclusively advertised in French. But one of the things that REISA does to make this information easier and more accessible is by creating resource guides. So we do the research on which organization can offer services in English. We do that outreach so people don't have to, in a time of need or distress, have to call or email to find out, can you actually serve me? Can you do this service in English? And we found this resource guide extremely helpful. There's two parts to it. We have the guides listed on our website, listing many health and social services in our territory and at times outside of our territory that could service English speakers. And we also have a community referral program, which is open to the community. Anyone could call, email REISA and ask us, hey, where can I find this specific service?
Sab, it's really impressive how much you've expanded our referral program. It's really amazing, and I think this podcast, like being able to promote that, is really great because we do want to help the community more in that sense. It is very stressful to try to find resources on your own when you're in need, so that's what REISA is here for. And we also have some more like fun programs that are up and coming. We're also developing our own senior wellness site. So as Arwa mentioned before, that we do like programs in residences or existing seniors groups. We're now developing our own site, which is in Saint Laurent, and we're going to be offering activities there to the English-speaking community. So we're very excited about that. So the community should keep an eye out in mid-July, end of July. That should be up and running. And Arwa, do you want to tell us about the Lunch and Learn program?
So, of course, I can speak about the Lunch and Learn. I love this program so much, and it's become like my little baby that I like grow up with. This program is funded by McGill Dialogue. So we collaborate with CIUS du Nord and CIUS de l'Est, and health professionals sign up to learn English. It's very simple. I started this program in September. It actually existed before I came to REISA, but because of COVID and then some rules changed, we only started it again in September 2024. It was online. It was transferred to online. I think before me it was in person. Basically, it goes on for 8 weeks. I create English lessons for beginners, but the project has been so successful that in June, the session of summer 2025, we started a intermediate class. So we have 1 day beginner class and 1 day intermediate, and we've noticed that people really enjoy that class, and really they converse way more together. And I think that's really great because it will actually, I always believe that speaking with others will always improve your capacity of speaking a language. So I'm really happy with that program, and I'm super excited to see how the beginner, intermediate, and maybe even a advanced class will happen. We will see.
That's really amazing. The program really grew so much when you took that on, and it's really nice to see how engaged the health professionals are in wanting to improve their English language skills to better serve their community. And we actually took inspiration from that program for another one in ERCC for youth, where we kind of put together English and French-speaking youth so they could both practice to increase their employability. So it's really fun to build off of successful programs that we see happening at REISA.
So I really enjoyed learning all about your backgrounds and what brought you to REISA, as well as the different programs. So often we're working so quickly at a high speed, especially during the academic year from September till May. We don't always get this chance to sit down and interact with each other and have a conversation about the successes of different programs or about what's coming up. I think most importantly, a lot of people may be wondering how REISA could help or how to reach out to us. One of the best ways to reach out to us is by email. We do a lot of work online, but as well as we have a number that you could contact us at. We're not in the office every day, but when we're here, you could leave a message or we'll answer the phone right away. And a lot of our calls have to do with the community referral program. So if ever you're searching for a resource in the territory that's English speaking, we could help guide you to that resource and give you their contact information. And at times we could also contact that organization on your behalf if you need help with that. You could follow us on social media. You could stay up to date that way. We post more frequently, as well as have monthly newsletters, which is a great way to stay connected about all our programs, different volunteer opportunities, job opportunities, and what our partners are up to. And on the note of our partners, you could look forward to future episodes on our podcast with our partners. You could learn a little bit more about their mission, the work that they do, how they service English speakers, and different initiatives they're working on. So we're super excited. Thank you so much for listening today. We had a wonderful episode, and we look forward to releasing the new episodes.
Thank you.
Thank you.